Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Fisher Football Focus. I'm your host, Kyle Lumsden, and we have a great show in store for you this week, as the Cardinals this past weekend traveled to Utica College to take on the Pioneers as they look to win 2 in a row. Now, let's take a look at the highlights. Fisher wasted little time getting on the board, scoring on its first drive of the game when Tyler Fenty found wide receiver Nathan Agolian on this 13-yard touchdown reception, giving the Cardinals a 7-0 lead. In the second quarter of play, it was Fenty again, this time using his legs as he would fake the handoff and keep it himself, rushing up the sideline and into the end zone for the score, extending the lead to 14-0. With a minute to go in the first half, Fisher's running back James Chambers broke a tackle and rushed into the end zone, giving the Cardinals a commanding 21-0 lead at the half. Fisher kept pouring it on in the second half of play as Fenty, off play action, rolls out and with a defender in his face, slings it to Mike Coliscio, who makes an impressive catch off the deflection for the touchdown. Let's take a look again at the concentration from Coliscio. Wow, what a catch. As the Cardinals went on to win 42-7. With the win, Fisher improves to 5-1 overall and 4-1 in conference play, while Utica falls to 4-3 and 2-2 in the conference. Don't go away as we have analysis from coaches and players on the impressive victory here on Fisher Football Focus.
What's that? I don't know. Something I kind of made. Ooh, what's it do?
What do I do? Well, thanks for asking. I ring my bell and I like to dance. What do I do? Well, thanks for asking.
Ow! Yeah, it still needs a little work.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
I'd now like to welcome Tom Whelan and Sam Hassan to the show. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure, Kyle.
Congrats on this past weekend's good victory against Utica. Offensively, Tom, you racked up over 500 yards as a team. What were some of the keys to having you guys play so well?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kyle. Last week we met up as a team and we talked about kind of getting back to the basics in terms of short game passing. One thing we emphasized was being more successful on first down and third down. We looked at our ratios of success and it was not very good. So we kind of broke that down. We got back to basics and it really produced for us.
And Sam, for the defensive side of the ball, you guys were going up against the Empire 8's Conference Player of the Year last year and Anthony Acevedo. You held them to just 5 receptions at 22 yards. Was one of the keys guys you wanted to focus on entering into the game?
Yeah, we knew coming into the game that he was one of their big targets. We knew if we minimized his catches, or at least when he got the ball, we tackled him. We knew that we could shut them down possibly and force him to go to the running game and kind of place on a more one-dimensional scale. So that was a big part with shutting him down.
Well, did you feel like throughout the game, or did it just get easier? Did you guys gel together, defensively in your secondary to kind of just really focus in on him?
Definitely. First 2 series, you get out there, you kind of get a feel for what's going on. After that, we kind of know what routes they're going to run when they line up in certain formations. Coach Fox and the coaches did a great job calling the personnel, getting the plays in. So, after a couple series, we're out there, we get the butterflies out. We were flying around, we were just having fun.
Was he? Did you ever see offensively that they got a little frustrated and not being able to give the ball to their go-to target?
Yeah, you could definitely see it. You could see they were arguing a little bit on the sideline. I mean, that's going to happen when he's been the past 2 games. He's been averaging almost 200 yards a game, wow. And figure we lock him down to 22 yards or something like that. So there's going to be a little frustration there. We saw that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely on the sideline looking for answers type deal. But Tom, for you, what was your mindset of your team right now, having won 2 games in a row?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really think that what we need to do is kind of just put those wins behind us. I like to think of the E8 as the Division III kind of SEC. Yeah. Any week, if you take a practice off, that week could be your week you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. And we already have 1 loss, 1 more loss. Potentially we can't make the playoffs. So, we're kind of backed up into a corner and we're ready to fight and we're ready to put those wins behind us and focus on Saturday.
Yeah, and do you feel is there any type of pressure? Because it's exactly what you said for the SEC. One loss could potentially affects the rest of your season, but even 2 that could just put you guys right out of it.
Oh, certainly there's pressure, but I'm confident that the guys that we have on this team, we've been in this position before last year when we were freshmen. So hopefully we can learn from those experiences and battle through the adversity.
Definitely. And Sam, back-to-back games defensively, you guys had a shutout entering that fourth quarter. Do you guys take great pride into trying to shut out a team? Because it's very difficult to do in college basketball or college football.
Yeah, we do. We go into every game trying to hold them to as least yards as possible, get as many turnovers, obviously as least points. The person who holds the team to the least points and puts up the most is going to win the game. So we go in there trying to stop them as much as we can. In the past 2 weeks, we've done a great job of it. Towards the end of the game, we've let a few mistakes happen. We let a score up or two. But other than that, we've done a great job defensive-wise. We've been flying around, we've been making tackles, making the plays on the ball, and it's been working well. We're going to keep doing that.
That's good. And as you guys are both seniors, so besides the football aspect of things, you guys are here. You're collegiate athletes. Can you describe to me your major and I guess your plans for after you guys graduate this year?
Sure. I'll go first, Sam.
Yep.
I'm an accounting major, senior year. Potentially, I'd like to get my CPA after I return here in my 5th year and get my master's concentration in accounting. I'm also a minor in Spanish, so
nice.
that's something I can use potentially with it being such a rapidly growing language. Eventually, I'd like to get into a audit firm initially, and then from there kind of branch out into corporate America, and we'll see where it goes.
Good for you. That's awesome. What about for you, Sam?
I'm currently a criminology major with a minor in sociology. After I graduate, I plan on trying to get a job in law enforcement. Right now, I'm just starting to register for civil service exams, whether it's here in Rochester or back home in Buffalo. I'm just going to keep trying to get in there. Once I get in, hopefully I just roll with that.
Good for you guys. And I guess, going back to the football aspect of it, do you guys plan on maybe when you get older to maybe potentially coach, maybe just like a Pee Wee football league or something like that? Or do you guys just, once you're done here, do you just plan on, that's it, I'll just watch football on Sundays or Saturdays?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about it. I play tight end now, but I was never a tight end before. So I bounced around a couple of positions here at Fisher, so I've really got a lot of rounded experience from a lot of different coaches. So I've thought about applying that. I kind of want to go back and resurrect my high school program. They're having a down year, so.
Oh, good. Yeah, giving back to where it all started.
That's right.
Nice. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I've always thought about that, whether it's going a couple years in the future, coaching if I had a son, coaching my son's younger team, his youth team, or my buddies. We always talk about going back to our high school and becoming the coaches of our high school and taking that over. So it's something that may happen, but after this year, I'm just gonna work to get to the professional lifestyle of getting a job.
Definitely, yeah. I'm right there with you guys. So thanks, guys, for being on the show, and good luck this weekend. Keep on winning.
Thank
you, Kyle. My pleasure.
Coming up next, we have special guest Mason Judd on the show, so stay with us.
You knew what you wanted to do in life before anyone. Let us help you pursue those hopes and dreams at the Ralph Wilson School of Education. Discover the world within at St. John Fisher College.
Hi, my name is Miles, and you're watching Cardinal Television.
Welcome back. We now have Mason on the show. Mason, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Kyle.
So can you describe to me, and as well as the viewers out there, what is your coaching title, and what are your day-to-day activities?
I'm a defensive line assistant coach and intern. Day-to-day is mostly film. Got to make sure all the film is ready for mostly Coach Fox, defensive coordinator. So I have to break down all our opponent's film, get him ready for him to look at, and see what game plan we want to come out of that. And then after practice every day, I have to input the practice film with our GA, get that ready so everybody can watch it the next day.
That sounds like a lot of work. Do you enjoy doing that type of stuff? Or?
Yeah, that part's fun. It's more fun when I get out there on practice because I help out with the defensive line.
Yeah.
I help out with the defense, and then I coach on Saturday and Sunday as well.
Oh, nice. And I guess what would be your favorite part about being a part of the coaching staff here at Fisher?
I definitely have to be just going out and practice, and then that you do something in practice with the kids over and over again, and then on Saturday you go out there and they do it right, and it's a great feeling knowing that you help them complete this task and get it right.
Definitely, yeah. It's rewarding to see your hard work behind the scenes pay off when those kids actually execute it. And now, as I know, you're a former player. You graduated here at Fisher back in May. How was the transition from being a player now to coaching?
Not an easy one. Very hard, very hard. Especially the worst was for the Courage Bowl game, because Courage Bowl means so much to so many different people, and it meant a lot to me when I got to play in it. and then being there on the sideline and just knowing I'm not going to be out there playing for these kids. Yeah. But it's still a great experience. I've always loved football, so just transferring from player to coach, it's a little weird, but it's still a great experience.
And I've seen you, on the sidelines to show your passion. You're jumping up and down, you're yelling, and is that kind of what you kind of transferred over from a player, and now you're with the headset on, and now you're transferring that passion over to being a coach?
Yeah, it is. I mean, still got to get the kids going, the players going, and I like to think I'm there, pump them up a little bit.
Definitely.
So definitely.
And you're the junior varsity defensive coordinator, and so how has that gone for you so far this season?
It's going well. It was definitely a different transition because I'm used to being told, hey, we're running this play, just go out there and complete it, and now I'm the one saying, guys, this is what we need to do to stop this offense. But I got a bunch of great young defensive players this year, and they're playing really well.
Do you ever feel like after the game, you review the film, I guess, of the game, and whether you win or loss, you feel like, I could have done something differently on that play, or should have called something else?
Oh yeah, I've been racking my brain all day. We lost to Alfred yesterday for JV, and it's been going through my mind all day what I could have done to these when they scored their touchdowns, or how I could have stopped this different play.
And what I guess, as a player, it's, I should have done this, but as a coach, it's I should have called this and whatnot, and hoping that your players can actually execute it. Is that what, I guess, as a coach, do you learn from that? Do you you go back to the X's and O's and think, I've learned from this and got to do a different play next time? Yeah,
you learn both what your players can complete and how they do it, and then you also learn about yourself of, in this situation, what do I usually call? Should I call that? Should I call something different?
Definitely, and you only can grow with experience. So it's 1 year under your belt, or almost a year under your belt, and you gotta get better from there. Exactly. What are your expectations, I guess, from here on out?
I mean, our expectation is always to win the E8 and make it into the playoffs, which I think we have a great chance of doing right now with the team we have.
And how's this coaching staff really welcoming you? Have you learned a lot and hoping to take with you from here and hopefully your future endeavors of becoming a coach someday?
Oh yeah, you can't ask for a better coaching staff than we have here at Fisher. I mean, I was here for 4 years, and I always thought them as my parents, especially Coach Fosberg, and then they've welcomed me as one of their own, sort of, as a coach. And I mean, I'm always learning. Coach Fox is always teaching me different things that I had no clue. Like, that's a great idea. Like, why can't I think of something like that? Because he's a great football mind.
And just take it all in like a sponge and I like that. Write that down in the notebook. Just close it up and use it. But I want to thank you for starring on the show today, and good luck with your future endeavors, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you, Kyle.
After the short commercial break, we have head football coach Paul Vosberg to help wrap up the show, so don't go away.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to Fisher Football Focus. I'm your host, Kyle Lumsden, and I'm joined alongside Coach Paul Vosberg. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Another impressive victory for you guys. You guys are now improved to 5-1. With your team playing well on both sides of the ball, how are you guys able to play so well this past weekend?
Well, I think the young men, again, put a great week of work in. It's all about what you do from we start practice on Tuesday for every game, and from Tuesday through Friday do a great job on those days, and usually it pays off on Saturday.
And you had a balanced attack offensively, having 6 different offensive players score. That's pretty tough if you're an opposing defense to stop.
Yeah, it is. We don't have just one guy to stop. There's several guys. We got some really good running backs. We got some excellent receivers, and our quarterback can run the ball as well.
Definitely. And what were some of the keys to winning that game? As I know, one of the game plans going in was stopping the Empire 8's conference offensive player of the year last year, Acevedo, the wide receiver there. So what was trying to stop him?
Well, that had a lot to do with it. I think that the start was really important for us. We received the opening kickoff, and first play from scrimmage, Tony Fusco breaks about a 61-yard run on him, and we're in the end zone in about 4 plays. And so we have a 7-0 lead, and So that was good. And then the defense goes out in 3 plays and out, and we got the ball back again. So the guys just did a great job. We controlled the first quarter. We only got to 7 points in the first quarter, but we were battling the wind, too, in the first quarter. They had the wind, and that didn't help us. And being able to shut them down in the first quarter when they had the wind and they had field position on us and our defense just came up big. Going into the second quarter, I think we felt pretty comfortable. Now we'll get the wind, and we ended up tacking on 2 more touchdowns, and so we had the 21-point lead at halftime.
And it was their homecoming game, and as you said, the wind, the weather was a factor. Was that a little bit difficult to adjust to? The crowd and the type of atmosphere.
Well, I think our kids enjoyed the atmosphere because there were a lot of people there. We had a lot of fans of our own on our sideline too, so our side was about almost as big as theirs, and so the atmosphere is great. A lot of times it's fun to go to somebody else's homecoming and be a part of it because of the atmosphere and that. And again, I think the key was. We didn't let the wind bother us so much. We just played through it, and that was the biggest thing. The rain wasn't a factor. It didn't rain that hard, drizzled at times. You always worry more about the wind and how it can play havoc with especially your special teams, with your punting and kicking game and so on. We knew we could still throw the football, especially on the short, quick stuff. That wouldn't have bothered us, but we did worry about the punting, and it did knock down a couple punts.
Yeah, and you'll have that, and just got to adjust to it. You talk about the passing game. What about the rushing game, where you guys had 338 rushing yards and just 43 attempts? It's pretty solid.
Yeah, our running backs did a great job. Their average per carry, Fusco's was a little over 10, and I think James Chambers was around 9 yards a carry. And I don't know what Tyler's was. Tyler's had to be up there too. So he had 3 or 4 carries, and he had about 50, 60 yards. So, yeah, our running game, when you're rushing for 300 yards and you're able to throw the football, we're not an option football team like a Salisbury or a Springfield or anything. And so when we can crank out 300-plus yards, still throw the football, we're going to have a good day.
Definitely. And so, past the midway point of the season, what has really surprised you so far this season that you didn't expect going in?
Well, I think just the overall strength of the conference is even better than I thought it was going to be. I always think it's going to be a strong conference, and in fact, I heard the one guy on TV the other day at our game say that he figured our conference was about the 3rd best in the country, and so on. So the strength of our schedule. I mean, when all of a sudden you look and Hartwick, who we had very little problems with, almost beats Salisbury and cranks out 600-plus yards passing on them, and score 49 points on them. I mean, that's our conference. It's tough. You better play week in and week out. So I'm not surprised at that, but I'm surprised that it's even stronger than I thought it would be.
Yep, and it's all about game planning, executing the X's and O's on Saturday, and it's the preparation, like you talked about before, and putting in the effort during the week at practice.
Yeah. You have to be prepared each week.
Definitely. And now you're heading into at Alfred State. It's going to be their last home game of the season, so it'll be like their big senior game. They've won 2 in a row after losing their first 4. What are your expectations heading into that game?
Well, we need to be prepared to play another good game, and they've got some outstanding football players. They might have the best running back we'll see all year long. This kid is outstanding. He's got, in 6 games, he's rushed for over 1,200 yards, so he's averaging 200-plus a game by himself, and his average per rush is somewhere in the close to 10. Yeah. So he's an outstanding running back, and they've got some kids. So we need to be prepared. They're on a high note. They've won 2 in a row, so they're going to be ready for us down there. And it is their last game for their seniors and stuff at home, so I'm sure they're going to be prepared.
Well, good luck this coming weekend, and hope you guys can prepare and win 3 in a row. That'd be nice.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank all the guests who appeared on the show today, as well as you viewers out there who watched the show. My name is Kyle Lumsden, and I leave you with this quote from Bear Bryant. You must learn how to hold a team together. You must lift some men up, calm others down, until finally they've got one heartbeat. Then you've got yourself a team. I'll see you next time on Fisher Football Focus.